Yolan True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And today I want to talk about some basic territory thing that people are not so regularly talking about, and that's everything around abandoning a zone in territory. But before I do that, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. You will recognize the territories. Of course, they look different on every server. The sorting will be quite different everywhere. But we are in the middle of territory capture season again. And that means that all alliances are trying to get their spots in there. And there's a lot of shifting, especially in the beginning of the capture season, and that sometimes makes it even necessary to abandon a territory. For example, if someone or some other alliance cuts out something right in the middle of your territory that links other territories together, because in this case, if, for example, here's our territory, if our 2-star would be cut out in the middle, I could not activate the services of the territories in our other territories again. We still can defend them, so we could keep them, the 1-star and the 3-star. But if the 2-star in the middle is gone and the connection is gone by that, you cannot activate the services again after the next defense. And you cannot attack another territory while you have unconnected territories. That's another point. So in this case, I would be forced to give up the 1-star territory to stay in the 3-star and activate the services, try to enlarge our territory again from that position as our fallback position, and I would have to abandon this one. But there are some things you have to keep in mind if you abandon a territory. First of all, it's possible at every time. So if I come on, going closer. If I click on the territory, you see it says abandoned zone on the bottom right. So I can do that anytime. It doesn't affect the territory schedule at all. You know that once a week every territory has its takeover time, or if it's yours, your defense time in this case. And then everybody that is eligible can take it. And this time doesn't change if you abandon it in between. So there is no sudden takeover occasion just because someone abandoned it. The next takeover for this territory will be at the regular time. And if you click this abandon button, of course I will not click the red one now, but there is a big warning about this. And it also says you should never do this if this is the connecting territory that connects other systems of your territory, and that would bring yourself into big trouble. That's why, and that's just one other reason. There are a few more, but this is just one of those reasons why you should be very careful with the ranks in the alliance, to keep an eye on who could be eligible to press those buttons, because not everyone can press those buttons. And if you have a look at the ranking system, should be here, you see who can do. And so abandoned zones can be done by commodores and admirals. So be really picky who you make commodore in your alliance, because if there's someone who's not that, let's say, honest or whatever, because we know that there are people with double accounts going around everywhere. We have incursion upcoming now. When I'm filming this, it's still upcoming, and in this case, they even have accounts on other servers and try to get a peek where all the bases are of one alliance and everything. But sometimes there are even quite nasty people out there who just want to do harm, those complete trolls we have on every server, and they try to sneak into alliances and get up the ranks so they can just cause harm or something. So be careful who you make Commodore, because every Commodore can abandon zones. And because of that, you should really think about who you make a Commodore and who not. It's the same with some other things there already about the premieres. So don't just throw around ranks, I just want to say. In the second you abandon the zone, you of course will lose the services immediately. You see here on the left, so the services I've paid for the Alliance from the Alliance inventory, and we got those services activated. If I would abandon the zone now, they would of course all be cancelled immediately with abandoning the zone. But there's some more to it. There are some other things you can only do in your own systems. So for example, bases here from our alliance, that's not from ours, but there's one of ours, one who still has to move because we moved somewhere else for incursion. It's not our territory anymore, which would mean you cannot shield anymore from the second that it was abandoned. You can only put shields up in a territory that is your own. And so in this case, no more shields. And the same is about the mines you see here. You can't mine here anymore immediately as soon as the territory is abandoned. A ship that is mining already will continue mining, but you cannot enter any mine, you cannot refresh any mine if it's not your territory anymore. So that will stop immediately as well. And the more important part indeed is the shielding, but you will definitely have to move your base out of there if you want to shield again and don't want to get raided. And that's why I wanted to talk about this abandoning part in a separate video for once, because there are some things you really have to look at, but sometimes it can really be a wise choice to abandon, as I said in the beginning. So keep it in mind that it's possible. Keep that in mind who can do that in your alliance. And of course, I would like to know from some more experienced players, of course, some admirals, some commodores maybe, have you used that already because of those occasions that I mentioned in the video, or did you just ignore that and just keep on going? But of course, if you have questions in general or video requests, you know that I regularly read the comments, and if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.